I won't deny it, I'm a straight rider. You don't wanna fuck with me. Got the police busting at me, but they can't do nothing to the G.
Let's get ready to rumble!
What up, what up, what up? Serial Assassin here, bringing you another commentary. The gameplay in the background is pretty insignificant. It's just eye candy. That's pretty much it. It's a game of Drop Zone, and again, me just playing the objective and trying to get the points. But the point of my conversation today and my commentary will be that of paying it forward. I know this is a older sort of concept that gets reiterated now and then, and I just want to talk about my personal experience with it. As a youth, I wasn't very considerate. I just sort of thought about myself and what I was going on in that immediate moment, and I wasn't very self-aware of what was going on around me. So, paying it forward is a concept that I picked up with a little age and maturity. And it's the simple things in life, like checking behind you when you're walking out of a door of a public place, seeing if there's anyone right behind you, and holding the door for an extra second. Stuff like that. If you see somebody coming in front of you, or immediately behind you, maybe stepping out of the way and letting them in first. But on a more extreme scale and a little more personal for me, um, uh, as a troubled youth, I got help from friends. And back then I really just took it for granted. I didn't think too much about it. If somebody gave me, $10 to get some food while we're out, like I didn't think too much of it. And I was pretty generous with my friends because I was usually the only one that was employed at the time, legal or not. And I had the money, and I would go out with my buddies, and I might spring for dinner for everybody while we're just hanging out or whatever. But most recently, had a friend of mine, and I say friend because I know this kid. He is, I think, 16 or 17, and I met him online playing PS3. He was actually in our clan for a little bit, and he's a good kid. I enjoyed playing with him. And his family ran into a little bit of trouble, and his I believe his mother got ill, and his father started having some problems, and I guess as the oldest, I'm pretty sure he's the oldest, he sort of took the weight of the family and the responsibility for everything on his shoulders. He ended up not playing in the clan anymore. Actually left because he couldn't, do what he had to do. Had to find a job, and now he's balancing school and helping out his family. His mother's feeling better, and his dad, stuff still up and down. But anyway, I mean, I've maybe had 10, 15 conversations with this guy, and they were all just casual, playing around. Like I've never met him. I don't know too much about him at all, but what I see in him is myself at his age. I didn't have this sick family, but I had my own struggles, and I felt the weight on my shoulders of my family because my mom worked 3 to 11:30 every night, and my stepdad was either stoned or drunk, both, or just belligerent. So I sort of tried to take care of my brothers the best I could. I wasn't the best at all times, but I did my best. I did what I could. Help them get their homework done, make sure they ate. Try to keep them out of trouble, whatnot. But and by no means was I a saint or some kind of beautiful father figure or anything like that. I mean, I still did my dumb shit. I still ignored them at times, and but I did my best. When I was conscious enough to see it, I tried to address it, and I did an all right job, I guess. My youngest brother died at 16. Him and a friend went out and got drunk, and they called one of their buddies, and their buddy picked him up, and he had a couple drinks, and he had an '87 Mustang, and he ended up crashing on the way to drop him off, and my brother died instantly. The passenger in the back seat was in ICU for like a month with liver problems and all their issues, and the driver walked away with a couple of bruises on his chest. So I sort of failed there. My other brother, he was the middle child. He ended up going to the Marines, and he's doing really well for himself. He owns his own business. He's just started a family recently. My nephew is going to be 2 here soon, so he did pretty good. So and I ended up where I ended up. I can't really complain. I made a lot of mistakes, and it seems that all the bad things I did as a child, the karma's catching up to me. As I just can't catch a break anymore. But I got the love of my kids. I got the respect of my kids. I got I got a partner now that I feel that I could spend the rest of my life with very happily. But yeah, anyway, back on topic. Um, this young man, he's struggling. He's trying to find a job at 16, 17, and still balance school. He's struggling. To the point where I just recently found out that he actually had to sell his PS3 to help his family make ends meet. So that's kind of hard. I mean, I don't care how old you are and whether or not it's a video game, and it's not that important in the grand scheme of things. But when you're struggling with life, everybody needs an escape. However trivial it may be, or however you may see it, we still need an escape. We need something to take our mind off of whatever. I use video games, or I get lost in a book. One of my favorite authors is Dean Koontz, and I've read every one of his novels at least once, and several of them 4 or 5 times. Just because, when I need that getaway, getting into a good, compelling book is great. And I also use video games. When I get really upset and, life gets me down, I jump on, the Xbox or the PlayStation, and I kill motherfuckers, and that helps make me feel a little better. But so anyway, this young man told me that he had to sell his PS3, and I felt for him. And I've reached out my hand before, offering up help, in the way of if you need to talk, I'm here. Feel free to call me. I may not be able to help you in any direct way, but at least I can empathize with what you're going through, and be an ear if you want to talk, and maybe a source of advice to help you deal with what's going on. So last night, we were conversating via messaging, and he said that things are a little rough right now, and I was like, look, dude, let me throw you $100, just to help out. I mean, I live paycheck to paycheck. I got a family to support and everything else, but $100, to me, isn't going to starve my children. I'm not going to lose my apartment. I'm not going to lose my car. But it sounded to me that $100 would mean the world to this man and his family. So I figured, who am I? Who am I? And like I said, this doesn't make me a saint. It doesn't make me some great person. It's just, to me, it's karma. If you do one act of random kindness a day, it it will come back to you. It will come around. And you know what? If this young man does not pay me back, I'll survive. If he does, that's great too. Then you know what? That's cool as well. But the biggest thing I asked of him is, just pay it forward. Think about this, whether it's next month, next year, a decade from now. Just think about what I've done for you, and just do the same, because this world is tough enough to live in as is. So random acts of kindness definitely make it a little better, especially when you're on the receiving end. It can help you out in a time of need. But I will tell you this, on the giving end, you feel good. That minor sacrifice to you, well, and maybe major, but that sacrifice to you, doing something good for someone else that may be close to you, may not be close to you, maybe a complete stranger, but knowing that you made a huge difference in someone else's life, and that that act was not just taken for granted, it was actually truly, truly appreciated. That's a good feeling. So. That's it. I'm not going to ramble on anymore, but I just want to share this story, and give everybody a little insight that paying it forward, it makes you feel good, and it does make you a little better of a person. It will help balance out your life a little bit. And a lot of today's youth really don't think about it. It seems like, to me, a lot of society is very me-centric. They don't think about the people around them, and if they do, it's very abstractly. It's never on a personal level. And I'm victim to this as well. I am human. I'm not perfect. Again, my halo is not sitting steadily above my head. But just think about it. When you're going through your days, whether you're having a bad day, a great day, whatever, look around. Take a conscious look at your surroundings and do what you can. Do what you can. So that's it. Thanks again for listening. I appreciate all your support. Again, if you're still here, maybe I deserve a like. If you're new here, maybe I deserve a subscribe. So thank you again for listening. I love your support, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.